Welcome to House Edge. Before we start the episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. And check us out on Twitter, TikTok, and Discord at House Edge Bet. Links down below. Enjoy the show.
How we doing, House Edge? Welcome back to another episode. Rob is doing honeymoon stuff, so it will be just me this week and possibly next week as well. We will be going through college football week 6, NFL week 5. Last week, not a great week for both of us, so we were a little bit lost in the sauce, but it's okay. We'll bring it back next week. We got some picks, or this week we got some picks for you. So starting off with college, I'm going to be taking Vanderbilt plus 10.5 versus Bama. The Vanderbilt quarterback, I've been saying it since the start of the season. He's one of the best in the country. I think they're going to kind of have their way with Bama similar to last year. I think Bama's a little bit boosted right now since they got the win over Georgia, but I think Vanderbilt has a chance to win this outright. I'm also going to be taking Florida plus 6.5 against Texas. This is Archie's second big test. I don't think he's really ready. He's looking a lot like Drew in year one. Hostile environment is going to be in the swamp. I believe it's a night game as well. I got Florida to cover even if they lose here. Then I'm going to be taking Penn State minus 25.5 against UCLA. UCLA this year is the worst team against the spread when you look at the margin that they did not cover by. Clemson's a close second. UCLA has covered a game, though. Clemson has not. But 25.5 is not enough points. James Franklin is known for beating up on bad teams. The lines were high in the first few games, not high enough for this game. We might beat them by 50. And then another big name to beat a not so great team, Ohio State over Minnesota by 23.5 points. I watched the Minnesota game the other week. Not very impressed. Did not like what I saw. I think Ohio State's going to take care of business, and they're looking like one of the top teams in the country again this year. They just find a way to restock every single year. Rob has 3 plays as well. He's going to be taking Texas Tech minus 10.5 over Houston. Texas minus 6.5 over Florida. So that's direct conflict with what I'm going with. Good luck, Rob. And Miami minus 4 over Florida State. I agree with this one. I have them in my parlay as well. And speaking of parlays, moving on to our parlays, I have a 4-leg money line parlay. I'm taking Illinois over Purdue. Rob has that one as well. I'm taking Northwestern over Louisiana Monroe. They better beat an FCS team. Miami over Florida State, as mentioned, and Texas A&M over Mississippi State. I think that's a much better team there. Those give me plus 178 odds. Hope to get back on the winning side of parlays here. And Rob has a 5-leg parlay, 4 money lines and an alt line. He has Navy over Air Force, Illinois over Purdue, UConn over Florida International, Bama over Vandy. That's the risky one for me there. And then UNC plus 21.5 versus Clemson. Alternate spread. I stayed away from betting against Clemson this week. I think they're finally going to cover the spread this week against a bad UNC Bill Belichick team. But we'll see how that goes. And his odds there are plus 254 for that 5-legger. That wraps up our college plays for week 6. Now we're going to move on to the NFL plays for week 5. We have a few common plays this week. Rob's going to be taking Giants money line. I'm going to be taking Giants plus 1.5 against the Saints. I think they look a lot better with Jackson Dart. He's enjoying himself. And the Saints are a bottom feeding team. I think the Giants have a chance to win this outright. I'll take the 1 point just in case. We also agree that the Lions are going to beat my Bengals by more than 10.5 points. I'm going to be honest. I would have taken this line at 25. I have had enough watching the Bengals. I am contemplating not watching this game because it makes me that upset. This is one of the worst products of Bengals football that I have seen in my 25 years of being able to comprehend what I'm seeing. We're also both taking the Chiefs minus 3.5 over the Jags. Chiefs have got their step back. Worthy is a difference maker on offense. Even without Rashee Rice, it doesn't matter. Xavier Worthy is enough to make the difference on offense for this Chiefs team and get them back to rolling. I think they'll have an easy time with the Jaguars. And then I'm also taking the Cowboys minus 2.5 over the Jets. The Cowboys are better than we think. I seriously think they're better than we think. Dak, he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL this season, if you ask me. And Rob will also be taking the Bucks +3 against the Seahawks. I'm iffy on this one. I would probably take the Seahawks to win this game, so you only have 3 points to play with here. The Bucks have kind of been disappointing, if you ask me, and the Seahawks have really shown that they're not a terrible team, even with Sam Darnold at the helm. Pete Carroll can get them rolling. And parlay time. So I have a 2-leg over-under parlay. I'm taking the over in the Bengals-Lions over 48.5. I think the Lions could put that up themselves. And I'm taking the over in Raiders-Colts 47.5. Those 2 legs get me to +252. I think both are going to be shootouts, and I'm hoping to get back on the board with the parlays in the NFL. Rob's going to be taking a 7-point teaser 4-leg. He'll be taking the Raiders +13.5 against the Colts, the Browns +10 against the Vikings, Bills -1.5 against the Patriots, and the Cowboys Jets over 40.5. I think all of these have a very good chance of hitting. He's got +180 for the odds there. And that rounds out our picks for this episode of House Edge. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Good luck on your bets.